Have you ever walked by someone smoking in a public place and wanted to ask them to put it out or take it somewhere else? I'm sure we can all relate in wanting to ask someone who is smoking to move or put the cigarette out. I have experienced the effects secondhand smoking can have on someone and also their family. Harming yourself while smoking is totally your choice, but smoking and subjecting others around you to secondhand smoke is unfair. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the effects secondhand smoking can have on others, the statistics secondhand smoking has, and what should be done about smoking in public around other people. Secondhand smoke is the combination of smoke from the burning end of a cigarette and the smoke exhaled by others. There are many places you can be subjected to secondhand smoke, such as cars, homes, workplaces, but especially in public places like bars and restaurants. Smoking in public is just as dangerous for other people around as it is for the smoker himself. When you are around someone who is smoking, you are inhaling the same amount of chemicals as the smoker. Secondhand smoking goes on around us every day. You almost always see someone smoking outside a public place. Secondhand smoke does not always have or come from just a cigarette. It can also come from a pipe or a cigar. Smoke in the air puts someone at risk of not only lung cancer but also other types of cancer. Smoke can make your blood stickier and can raise your cholesterol, making you more likely to have a stroke or heart attack. Children are more likely to be at a greater risk of effects of secondhand smoke because they are still growing, meaning they breathe at a faster rate than adults. Sudden infant disease, or death syndrome, also known as SIDS, chronic ear infections, chronic cough, and many more conditions are linked to secondhand smoke in children. Pregnant women who breathe in secondhand smoke are more likely to have a lower weight baby than women who do not breathe in the air. Secondhand smoke can cause numerous amounts of problems for people who do not even put a cigarette in their mouths. Throughout the years, secondhand smoke has been classified as an A carcinogen. Some believe that there may be a connection between the risk of numerous cancers and secondhand smoke. So far, research has shown that secondhand smoke has 69 chemicals that may cause cancer. People who are exposed to someone else's smoke also plays a part in coronary heart disease, and there have been around 46,000 deaths in non-smoking Americans due to secondhand smoke. Non-smokers who breathe in smoke have a greater chance of heart disease by 25 to 30%. Breathing secondhand smoke can cause immediate changes in the cardiovascular system and has a history of causing heart attacks, especially in people that already have a history of heart disease. In children 18 months or younger, they are at risk of pneumonia and bronchitis. It is estimated that between 150,000 and 300,000 children a year receive or have a greater chance of worsening when exposed to secondhand smoke. Passive smoking can cause many children every year to receive asthma that have never had it before. Children can also get ear infections from secondhand smoke when the fluid builds up in their ears. This can result in 700,000 to 1.6 million hospital visits yearly. Research has uncovered that there are more than 7,000 chemical compounds in secondhand smoke, 250 of which are poisonous and 70 or more are carcinogenic. Since 1964, there have been 250,500,000 deaths from exposure to secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke can be measured by testing saliva, urine, and blood to see if it's filled with cotinine. Cotinine is when the body breaks down nicotine found in tobacco. Secondhand smoking has started to decrease over the years. In 1988 through 1991, almost 90 out of 100 people had measurable levels. In 2007 through 2008, about 40% of 100 people had measurable levels. In 2011 through 2012, about 25 out of 100 people had measurable levels. The decrease in secondhand smoke is most likely due to the growing number of states and communities with the laws that do not allow smoking in indoor areas of workplaces and public places including restaurants, bars, and casinos. During 2011 through 2012, about 58 million non-smokers in the United States were exposed to secondhand smoke. Among children who live in homes in which no one smokes indoors, those who live in multi-unit housing have 45% higher nicotine levels than children who live in single-family homes. During 2011 to 2012, 2 out of every 5 children aged 3 to 11, including 7 out of every 10 regularly, in the United States were exposed to secondhand smoke. During 2011, more than 1 in 3 non-smokers who lived in rental housing were exposed to secondhand smoke. Although secondhand smoking is beginning to decrease, there are still cases of people doing it every year. This is a picture I found that kind of explains what the effects are. The picture says if you smoke around your child, he can inhale the equivalent of 102 packs of cigarettes by age 5. The little girl's picture says 85% of cigarette smoke goes into the air. Where do you think it comes from? Secondhand smoking can have many effects on families all over. People do not realize when they smoke in public areas, they are also putting other people at risk. On December 6, 2012, all North Dakota worksites became smoke-free. The law prohibits smoking in all enclosed areas of public places and places of employment. The law reflects the state's commitment to protect the health of its citizens and recognizes the right of individuals to breathe smoke-free air. I come from Billings, Montana, and the law in Montana is called the Montana Clean Indoor Act of 1979. It is intended to protect the public health and welfare by prohibiting smoking in public places and places of employment, to recognize the right of non-smokers who breathe smoke-free air, and to recognize that the need to breathe smoke-free air has priority over the desire to smoke. In Montana, smoking in an enclosed public place is prohibited, and the law requires that in such places the person in charge of the place should post signs in a conspicuous place at the entrances stating that smoking in the enclosed public place is prohibited. Smoking is also prohibited in intrastate, but that is not any person less than 18 years of age to present in any area of the establishment in which smoking is permitted. Not everyone wants to be a smoker and wants to breathe in the harsh chemicals. I believe that everyone has a right to breathe fresh air. Now I'll show you my video.
When you smoke, it affects more than just your health. I love to dance. That's something that I handed down to my family. I was pretty good at it too, before my doctor told me that secondhand smoke at work caused me to have asthma attacks, infections, and lung damage, and I never smoked. I can't work there anymore, and I can't dance much anymore either.
If you or someone you know wants free help to quit smoking, visit cdc.gov/tips.
As you can see in the video, secondhand smoke has played a huge part in this man's life. He now no longer can dance and do the things he loves. If only the establishment would have put up posters saying that smoking is prohibited, he probably would still be able to do the things he loved. Today, I talked about the repercussions secondhand smoking can have on people around you, the statistics of secondhand smoking, and why it should be banned. From personal experience, I have seen the effects secondhand smoking can have on you and your family. Although people still do it, they do not completely think about the lives around them. Think twice before you light up in public.